All right, so here we are talking about the Cup Series at Atlanta. I'm going to do things a little bit different for this stream just because Atlanta has been such a wild animal and we've seen just a lot of things happen. Clearly, first and foremost, I'm going to play guys from the back. I'm only doing 8 lines today just because, I said entering the week, the same thing. Like if I lost all the entries on yesterday, I would just lower the entries played today. That's exactly what happened. So just running 8 lineups today for the Cup Series: 8 and 15, 8 and 4, 8 and 1. Nothing too crazy. And two things here. So like probably half of my lines will just be straight guys from probably 29th on back. I'm going to at least experiment, dip my toes in a little of, chasing, not lap leaders, but certainly guys more up front. Just because this race is going to be fucking long. Guys, this is going to be a long race, man. Fortunately, I was out of the apartment yesterday, so I did not have to sit through the amount of yellows and everything. Certainly for the Xfinity Series race, I came back, watched the last half of that. Shout out to Josh Williams. If we can find any merchandise, any shirts of Josh Williams, if we can find any of that, let's buy some shirts and support that guy because he's speaking for all of us when he's telling NASCAR to go fuck themselves. And really, that's kind of it. I am going to show the heat map in addition to my projected points today. I understand that some of you guys might not like that. Some of you may. Whatever the case may be, I think it's a reasonable race to do that. Just because, look, anything can happen in Atlanta, and some of this might help you, some of this might not, whatever the case may be. Figured I'd do that here, and mainly just see if anybody else wants to continue supporting me on Patreon, as this is kind of my, once a month preview of what I do. If you want to support me, feel free to join the Patreon. I have multiple tiers, just general support if you want my projections and everything like that, but we're going to give at least the heat map and the projections out for free today. If you were in the live stream last night, you got to see me make those projections live and my reasons and everything like that. So if you want more in-depth reasons of why I went with projections for certain guys overnight, you can do that. Or you can ask me here, but I'm gonna have everything on the screen for you. So let's go ahead and put it here. So this is where we're at. Okay, I don't think these are unreasonable. I really don't. Okay, we got, and I added this for the show, but this is DraftKings points. This is DraftKings value, what their value is. If they're in my FanDuel pool, these are the projected finishing positions for the drivers. This is where I believe the chalk will probably end up going. I could be wrong. We might have some shifts towards Eric Jones and some Harrison Burton, things like that. But for the most part, I think it's going to go to the drivers right here. Related to the highlighted colors, it is just based on my PDF. Green are people I would play in cash, and or I just see them as safe plays I'd probably build around. Blues are guys that I would dip my toes into if I want to get a little risky, but that's really about it. So let's kind of go through and talk about projected finishes, because that's really what everybody always asks me, and they're like, who do you have winning this race? Well, nobody. So I don't have anybody projected to win the race, but I got Logano for third, Blaney for fourth, I got William Byron for fifth, Denny Hamlin for third, Chastain for fifth, Stenhouse, Jones projected for fifth. And the reason why, Jones, Stenhouse, Suarez, when you look at these guys and how they race, they either finish top 8 or they DNF. There is no in between. It's very rare that you find people who finish in between, but Todd Gilliland is a driver who is finished in between. It's really odd, even when you look at, and this is me looking at every plate race and stuff. Let me go ahead and bring this up here. But yeah, Todd Gilliland is just a guy who just runs middle of the pack, finishes middle of the pack. That's just how it is. That's all the main feller does. Let me move this stuff over real fast on this screen here. For example, Gilliland at his few races, including Daytona and Dega, 33rd, 23rd, 27th, 27th, 7th, 27th, 17th. That, come on, man. But 20th is not out of the freaking ballpark. It is not out of the range of possibilities. I just, if he scores more than that, so be it. Clearly, he's, and these are the projected DraftKings points for these drivers here. I don't believe they're insane. I'm giving Logano quite a lot of laps led today. I've done the same with Keselowski and Eric Almirola. And nearly everybody has gotten at least a couple fast laps. Real quick, I did get a question last night on the live show. I want to see if it is still available, and if it is, I very rarely ever push PrizePicks at all. But We had some massive misses last night. Let's see if they updated this. We'll give out a. Let me see real fast. Let's see if they updated this, and they have. They bumped up Chastain to 6.5 fast laps. Ooh, but if you go to PrizePicks and you go to fast laps, you see Logano 5.5, Keselowski 6.5, Bubba Wallace 5.5, Ross Chastain 6.5. Last night we did a live, one, and I just went more fast laps than all four of those guys. I think that is a fantastic way to go. I think you could easily do two. That should be the only props you're putting on PrizePicks for this NASCAR race. It should just be those fast laps. It shouldn't be finishing position. Shouldn't be total points. It should just be, can these motherfuckers get more than 6 fast laps? Okay, like that. That's literally it. That's the weakest line ever. That's why That's why I kind of stopped talking about PrizePicks, because fast laps were the only thing I would ever end up playing. Like that, it was like one fantasy point, and then probably my favorite fast lap prop, and then that was it. And I just wouldn't use PrizePicks, but I went ahead and just so everybody sees, I did that personally for me. I just went over. Now this was last night, as I said. Ross Chastain was at 5.5. He's at 6.6. I would still run that 4 play pick, and then just run that bitch into a flex, man. Get 3 out of 4 correct, get some money back. Just do that. Call it a day. That's the only thing you should ever be touching on PrizePicks is the fast laps. I thought that was a gross miss on PrizePicks. So feel free to bet the farm on those 4, and hopefully all these idiots can get at least 6 fast laps. If they get wrecked out, they wrecked out. But that was a gross oversight by PrizePicks. Just because I have typically in these races, and these are rounded up and stuff, but I give everybody at least like anywhere from 4 to 7 fast laps throughout the entire field. So that's just how it is. And those are going to be distributed randomly. So I think those are fantastic plays. But yeah, this is where I'm at. These are my projections. These are my pools that I would suggest. I haven't made my lines yet. As I said, I'm going to probably do at least 4 of my lines, because me, drivers, I got to play my BJ, my JJ, my Cody Wares. I'm going to be playing a lot of these guys back here. And just trying to get on the lower ownership plays. But I am going to experiment at least with 4 lineups, and probably get up here. If you were, as I said, a part of the stream last night, you saw me go ahead and run. I jumped on SaberSim for a bit and just quickly ran some laps. I just realized I completely fumbled the ball, completely forgot. Chris Pennell is live right now. He went live at the top of the hour. I was like, why do I only have 54 viewers? That's why. I completely forgot that Chris Pennell is live right now. So, unfortunate for me, but that's just how we're going to go. I try and avoid his live stream, but I just totally forgot about that today. Let's see. Fade Burton, Gibbs Chalk. I mean, I don't believe. Let's really take it down here. I mean, Harrison Burton should not be chalk. Because his finishes are 39th, 19th, 26th, 20th, 34th, 36th, 25th, and 10th. And that 10th comes in Atlanta last year. I mean, if I don't believe Harrison Burton should be chalk, because at this point he is a identical play as JJ Yaley, to be honest with you. Gibbs, I mean, to be honest, I'm not concerned about the ownership. It's going to be suppressed just because there's several sites out there still recommending chasing lap leaders and stuff. And I mean, if you're chasing the optimal, if you've been chasing the optimal these last couple nights or these last few races, then you're not really sticking to the guys back there. And so I'm not too concerned about the ownership for nearly anybody. I'm probably gonna have JJ, McLeod, or Ware at least in every single line at some point. So at least for me personally, I'm pretty sure any big ownership plays, I can very easily bring down my cumulative ownership on my lines. But actually, like building lineups, like Jones, Stenhouse, Martin Truex Jr., AJ Allmendinger make a ton of sense. Suarez, and certainly these 3 guys here. Like, this should be your main pack. Like, I would honestly not be shocked if we see 3 of these drivers be optimal today. From 24th to 30th, these 6 drivers, I think 3 are optimal. It just depends on how wild things get, to be honest with you. And so, yet again, for me, I mean, yeah, maybe dipping my toes into chasing. I think Kyle Busch has a really good chance of winning this race. Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Justin Haley as well. Like, these are people that I would want to go with. Josh Berry, man, I can't believe it. 2% last week. We got extremely lucky. Like, the fact that he did like 42 points and he was virtually unowned, so it didn't really affect our race. But, man, we can't let Josh Berry go that low owned again, guys. Like, I don't know, man. Might have to get Josh Berry in there because he's not going to be owned at all. I will admit I'm not playing any Todd Yellen today. I am probably not going to play Noah Gragson either because I just don't like how Gragson has been performing in the Cup Series, specifically in the Xfinity Series. When you have the second best team on plate races, of course you're going to finish well. But in the races he's ran in Cup, we have seen yes, he finished fifth last year in the fall race, but man, he's very much middle of the tier, middle pack. And I got to project for like 19th or something. But yeah, that's really where we're at there. Hey, Pat, thank you very much for the $20 super chat again for 2 days in a row. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And yet again, you didn't leave anything, so I'm just gonna say thank you quite a lot. But yeah, thank you very much for that. And I think that speaks volumes. The fact that I can every time I do a live stream, I have a few people always giving a super chat here and there like that. I'm glad that I can help or entertain or both. I guess that's and or, but either way, happy to be here, happy to be doing streams for you guys, and thank you very much for the support. Can we get projections in a CSV file rather than a PDF? So the reason why I do the PDF is because I don't know what CSV you use, or not CSV. I don't know what optimizer you use. If you let me open this for you. Here, I'll show you exactly what. Actually, I did it with SaberSim last night, but I'll use SaberSim as an example because I know how that works. If you're using the MME tool that you had from Pierce, it works the exact same way. But I don't know if Fantasy Cruncher makes you import the salaries and stuff. But like I've already put my projections in. But let's just say, yeah, I'm gonna take my projections out for this race. All I do is I can just let me make sure. Yeah, all you have to do on SaberSim, because they already have the salaries, and you gotta bear with me here because my mouse is broken and I double click a lot. But for SaberSim, I don't have to pull the CSV. Like, I just Control V the names, and then I just put the you know what I mean. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with my stubbornness. And like, bam, they do it for me. So the reason why in the PDF you have that's literally labeled for those that copy and paste, because I'm assuming if you're using an optimizer, whatever it is, you typically already have your CSV on there. So I just have it to where you can just copy and paste my numbers in there, and you can do it from the PDF as well. You just copy over and then copy values and then just paste them, and that has worked. That's been easier for most people. That's the only reason why I don't upload a CSV. I just upload the PDF, and because a lot of people actually, that's the F1. A lot of people a lot of people look at this stuff on their phones. So I've just found it way easier building things like this that are very phone friendly. That's just why I do. That's just how I look at stuff. That's how I view it. At least that's my reasoning, Wes. Let's see. These Fantasy Cruncher, I just import names and projections. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I'm assuming Fantasy Cruncher is like that. Possibly even like Fantasy Labs and stuff. I'm pretty sure a lot of them have updated where you can just copy and paste the actual projected numbers, and do that instead of uploading the CSV, which you can also upload the CSV. Like CSVs are more useful to me if you're also projecting like ownership. If you're doing more things than just like projection value, then I think CSVs are useful and stuff. But that's just how I'm at. where I'm at. Just got here. So you like AJ and Burton? Do we like Bush and Ross? Yeah, like I mean, I think you gotta like Kyle Busch. You gotta like Ross Chastain. I love AJ Allmendinger today, um, but man, I mean, this is literally everybody from 17th on down. This range here is where I'm gonna be probably focusing on. Um, and really, I'm just going to defer to my projections for at least my 4 lines that I'm actually trying to chase. Guys that are going to finish up front. If I want to chase, like I said, if I'm going to actually chase like a front running type of lineup or something, and not just hope for Calamity corner, Kyle Busch, Chastain, Bubba Wallace will absolutely be involved in that. Suarez, Stenhouse, Jones, Truex, AJ will absolutely be involved in that. Personally, for me, I'm still not going to chase lap leaders, but I will. That's how I'm going to approach it. BVP, thank you very much, my main man, my buddy. Thank you very much for the $50 super chat, for the support, constant support. BVP, you have been one of the longest supporters on the channel since we started doing live streams and stuff. Thank you very much. I mean, BVP, that's all the advertisement I need. Best NASCAR DF mind in the biz. Thank you very much. I think I work very hard and provide a lot of stuff, both in the Discord, both for free. I'm really just here trying to help you guys out and at least explain what I do. I try and be the show that I never saw. I try and be the takes I never saw, or not takes. That sounds like I'm purposely trying to do hot takes, but just the approach that I do. And I'm very, very happy with the amount of people that we've gotten in the Discord and the people that are in there. And BVP, just thank you guys so much. Pat and BVP, thank you very much for sending your hard-earned money my way. I don't take that lightly at all. So thank you very much. I'll probably do it this weekend to where I'll set up the chat probably in this range on OBS, so I can actually have the chat on the screen as well, and then I can highlight super chats and stuff like that. But yeah, BVP09, thank you very much yet again for this continued support. I appreciate it. 60-70 of you guys here, thank you very much for just joining me your Sunday. I mean, like I said, I know Chris is live right now. I typically try and be live before him. He pulls a lot of the viewership, but the fact that 60 of you guys are here means a lot to me, and that's kind of why I wanted to just kind of put everything on the screen for you this week. And just kind of what I'm going off of. Granted, I mean, it's a plate race. Anything can happen. You can have one idiot, wreck from third and block the fucking track. But this is what I would lean towards. And I got really personally pissed off that Atlanta just chewed up all the back markers yesterday and minding their own business. Like, I took that personally. That Atlanta pissed me off personally with that. Like, dude, MBM did not deserve to have Caesar in that car and destroy that sumbitch. He completed 1 lap. MBM has completed 1 lap this season and destroyed. I mean, I was absolutely floored when I looked at highlights, and I was like, what on earth is going on? Joey Gay's got destroyed. That was a good car Joey Gay's had, man. That's a lot of money that Joey Gay's put in that car. Destroyed, killed, absolutely brutal. So I was like, F it. Let's do actual projections. Let's actually look at these people. Up top, I probably am a little light, but that's just because I'm not like I can't with good faith give one guy like 90 laps led or anything. I'm not gonna do that. So, like I said, mainly just working with the place differential stuff. What else? I think that's really about it. I could be wrong, but I mean, certainly I'm gonna stay here. If you guys want me to chat about anything, if you guys want me to rant about anything, feel free to. But do you use the same projections for FanDuel? So I don't, because FanDuel is differently, or is scored differently. However, with FanDuel, I don't really bother with the projections. I know that's probably an ignorant way to go about it. I typically either defer to what Sheets has projected on TrueDFS, or like today, and typically I play the same exact people on FanDuel. Like whenever I do my lineup reviews and stuff, those reasonings just come from typically on FanDuel, I just want the main lap leaders, and I want to try and get guys who are going to finish top 10. And normally you can do that just based on how soft pricing is. But like today for FanDuel, for FanDuel. I mean, I always have my FanDuel pool on here. I always list them as yeses, but these are the people that I'm only using for FanDuel today. I'm not sure how many lines I'm going to do. Haven't done them yet, just because, I mean, I kind of want to get an idea of just where ownership is going to go. Not for FanDuel, but in general. But for FanDuel, I don't feel like you need to drop down into this range. I always do just because they're low ownership plays. And as I said last night in the live show, like, for me, I can't have a week like Daytona last year and just, like, abandon that strategy, you know? I know it's gonna. I just need to work like once every 2 years or some shit out of all these races, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So that's why, like, if you got a real chalky lineup on FanDuel, like, I think you should play Kyle Busch, probably Bubba Wallace, Suarez on FanDuel. Feel free to go to your next driver, and then I think you honestly should end it with like a Cody Ware, a BJ McLeod, just because they're gonna carry no ownership, and you want to avoid duplications on FanDuel. And FanDuel is huge on plate races because you get a point for every lap completed. So as long as you can avoid people who get wrecked out, especially if we have a big wreck early, as long as your guy is still running, they're gonna be outscoring people. So I usually enjoy FanDuel more on plate races than normally. Yeah, BVP. I saw that you and Astukas did well. I haven't looked at the. Hell, I'll just look right now. I haven't looked, but I think Astukas won or finished very well in the trucks. And then I heard that you finished well in Xfinity, but I could be wrong. I might have them backwards, but let's take a live reaction. Live shot over here of the finishing positions. Let's look at the trucks first. I guess I could do this on the screen, but so that has to be. Actually, I don't see either of you guys for trucks. So that has to be Xfinity. Let's see. Sorry, I didn't mean to have just dead air, but now I'm curious because I haven't looked at the lines or where people finished. I mean, shout out to Boogie for always being up front in the truck series and stuff. Boogie, 09 or something? I would love to talk to him. I know he's a bit of a recluse, but I would love to talk with him because I think all he does is NASCAR and college basketball and stuff. And Boogie is probably one of the best NASCAR DFS players that I can think of, to be honest with you. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hey, BVP, congratulations on the second place finish yesterday in the Xfinity Series. The fact that happened and you're here back in the stream supporting me, thank you very much. That's awesome. Trying to see. Cowboy DP is always up there as well. What was this line you ran? Let me see. Did you hit? That payout structure sucks dick, dude. Man, shout out to the cojones on you, man, playing Austin Hill. Barry Hemrick, Clearman, Clements, Greg Olding. What a line, dude. That's an awesome line. What are we at here? We have very little interest on Super Draft. I haven't even logged in on this computer on Super Draft. The main reason why is I've heard rumblings that are. I don't have Super Draft on this phone anymore. Actually, I might have it on my iPad. I really don't want to have to log in just to see this shit. I don't. I removed off my iPad as well. Let me see. I forgot if I have to log in to see the contests. I don't think I do. Let me look. Anyway, I gotta log in. I'm not even gonna bother doing that. The reason being is I've heard rumblings, and this is not due to the fact that Monkey Knife Fight went down, because that's Bailey's and their own decision making and things like that. But I've heard rumblings that Super Draft is kind of on the edge of survival, and I don't necessarily feel confident enough in having anything related to some site that might end up going down or whatnot. And the contests have just been absolutely garbage for NASCAR. Even opening this year, like for the 500, they were super small compared to other years, and so I haven't really messed with Super Draft and stuff. And actually, that's why I took Super Draft off when I made this most recent NASCAR tier on Patreon. I removed PrizePicks and not PrizePicks because they're not going down, but I just don't want to deal with PrizePicks and Super Draft. I just don't. I'm not too confident in them, and I would hate for anybody to have money on that if that place ends up going down or something like that. Could be, and I doubt it's ever going to happen, but I think every day I wake up in fear. I just wake up in fear that it's going to be another Black Friday and that all my money is lost on FanDuel, DraftKings. I'm so paranoid about that stuff. So if I feel like there's anything wrong in the water, I kind of just back out. So I haven't really dicked around with Super Draft at all. Any guesses on a Josh Williams punishment for last night's? I hope. I mean, they're probably gonna fine him, and as he said, I liked his no give a shit attitude. Like, he ain't gonna pay it because he can't. He's not gonna I mean, it's certainly smaller than like the Cup Series, but if they slap $15,000, $20,000 fine on Josh Williams, it just Carl Long all over again. He just Josh Williams just goes short track racing, man. But I don't know. That was I mean, I'm so happy that Atlanta's turned into a shit show, even if it isn't a DFS wreckfest. If we get just a situation where people are like, this track is taking way too long. I mean, the negative sentiment is already coming into to Atlanta, and it's amazing. I would love it. I would love to see green flag pit stops in the Cup Series, and then I'd love a wreck to happen at some point. I would kill. Clearly I want to flip, but I just want to truly witness the asinine nature of the pit road configuration, because Creed showed it last night, but that was just one car. We had somebody in the Truck Series as well, but the fact that Creed went 2 laps down under green is phenomenal. I want half the fucking field to be trapped a lap down. Not even a lap. I want half the field to be trapped 2 laps down. Like, that'd be hilarious. Ford day up front. I mean, certainly from qualifying and stuff, but I'm personally not going to prioritize Fords, mainly because they're already starting up front. It's very difficult to prioritize Fords. I mean, we have Ryan Preece, we have Gilman and stuff back here, but for the most part, and that can't be that shocking. Like, we knew that Fords had the advantage at Daytona earlier in the year. I think just due to the nature of Atlanta, aerodynamic advantages are going to pop up a bit more, just because with Daytona you have such long straightaways you can make up for those, whereas Atlanta, your only time to really throw passes and stuff is entering the corners, so entering 1 and 2, and so if you don't have that run, or if the Fords are locking down the top, you really have to pretty much wait, and you have one opportunity to pass every lap entering 3. So I would not be shocked to just see the Fords stay up top all day and basically kind of control the field. That's why Logano starting first would be the candidate for that, but I very much think Keselowski wants to lead. I very much think Eric Almirola wants to lead. I very much think Buescher wants to lead. I think Cindric and Blaney are going to prioritize staying behind whatever Penske car is in front. I mean, clearly it changes based on a caution or whatever strategy it is, but those are the guys that I would go there. That's why I have them highlighted. Is like I said, if you're dipping your toes in, if you want to be like BVP and chase the big money, Keselowski, Eric Almirola, probably Buescher would be where I go. But I just hope everybody up front kills themselves. That's where I'm at. Let's see what else we got here. 72 you guys here. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Let me think here. What else is going on? Yeah, I don't know. Most of the time on the Patreon, I mean, this is really kind of all I'm giving you and stuff. Just a basic heat map and projections and stuff like that. Oh, let's talk about, okay, let's have some fun. Let me check and make sure we have we got an hour and 10 minutes before F1 starts. Let's talk about some F1 really fast before we kind of end the stream. Where I'm at, let me check Discord right fast. Let me see. Okay. For FanDuel, for F1 today, it's not a debate on if I'm playing Perez. It's my main debate is if I'm playing him in the captain or in just the driver position. Right now, for me, where I'm at, so no Max, just because now Max has to pass Perez in this race to be optimal and to work as your captain. Clearly he can work as a driver. I'm just not going to go that direction. But Max has to pass Perez to be the highest scoring captain today. If Perez stays out front, leads the race, and beats Max, he'll outscore him based on the defeated teammate bonus, which is huge. That's really all you want. The fact that we get a huge discount on Perez versus Verstappen, Perez captain, Red Bull constructor, leaves you $5,000 on the table. You can very easily get up to Alonso. You can very easily get up to Russell. You can very easily get to nearly anybody you want. I would prioritize Perez captain, Red Bull constructor, assuming that and yes, Max can totally DNF here because he's starting deep in the field, starting 15th. It's always concerned for an early lap incident or him being caught up in something. So I think that's another bonus that you get. This is one of those rare opportunity times where you can absolutely fade Max. He's gonna run well. A lot of people will play Max, and we can still, have quite a bit of leverage by playing Perez here. And yet again, it's just the same thing. this is why F1 it's fun, but it's it's kind of lame. You just identify who you want as captain, and then just build from there. And so I would prioritize Perez and Red Bull Racing, and that's kind of where I was at. I haven't made the F1 line yet as well, but when I was goofing around with it this morning, that's where I was at. And I mainly want to try and get as many people who are going to get points as possible, as many top 10 finishers as I can. I mean, duh. But the fact that we could get, the fact that we can get Alonso, the fact that you can, like I said, you can get to Sainz, you can get to Russell if you want to chase those guys up front, or really just try and chase and get nearly all the +5 points for defeated teammates. I think this F1 is quite interesting. I think it's quite. I'm just glad it's not Max and we're not in those salary constraints, because that was going to be pretty fucking lame having to double punt with Max there. Let's see. In Atlanta, 5 of 10 drivers who started top 10 finished there. Yeah, Atlanta 2. Yeah, that just, And if that's really going to be the way it goes, to where it truly is a hybrid between intermediates and super speedways. As I said, I'm just going to keep on fucking losing money. At least intermediates, we have, practice data. We have, a lot of stuff to lean off of, a lot of backup data, supporting what these guys can do. I mean, Austin Hill has been phenomenal, and RCR has been phenomenal in the aerodynamic capabilities of those super speedway cars forever. So we can look and understand why Austin Hill stays up front there and stuff. But truly prioritizing who is gonna lead these laps, maybe it's lazy, maybe it's complacency. I don't really want to deal with that, because all it takes is just one move and those guys are wiped out more so than usual intermediate tracks. That's just kind of me, man. I think it's very risky to just chase those optimals, man, and chase those types of finishes. I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at there. iRacing, yeah, that'll be later tonight. With the Winsdale boys at Bristol, which will be, and that'll also be a Wreckfest, so that'll be fun. Hopefully we can stay top 35 in points. I'm currently 26 right now, 3 races in, and I need to be top 35 exiting this week to be locked in, because we will no longer be using last year's points. We'll be using this year's points, and I just need to be top 35. Otherwise, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to qualify into races on speed. Give me back, morning. Praise Jesus. Hell yeah. Thank you very much, Cameron, for being here. Who do I think wins today? Probably be everybody I have projected for third. So that's Logano. That's Hamlin. That is... Those are the guys I have for third. Yeah. I include everybody I have for top 5. So that is Jones, Blaney, Keselowski, Eric Almirola, Byron, Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Chastain, Stenhouse Jr., and Eric Jones. Those would be my favorites to win. How much salary would you leave on the table? I saw Pat. I mean, yeah, don't even worry about salary at all. Spend all you want, leave as much as you want, and do whatever you want. There is no act like salary doesn't even exist. Just truly don't even bother looking at it. Just play whatever drivers you want, and as long as you're happy with the line, that's all that matters. Just leave, yeah, seriously, just leave any amount of salary on this. Yeah, Lagoon. Good old Joey Lagoon. Have you guys ever watched Black Lagoon? Awesome show. Banging show by Studio Madhouse. Absolute must-watch, 10 out of 10. I think that is about it, y'all. We've been live for right around 40 minutes, 89 of you here. I think I'm going to probably work on ending the stream here so you guys can enjoy the rest of your day, so you guys can build your F1 lines, so you guys can finish your NASCAR lines, and thank you very much for joining me yet again, going through the supporters of this stream. Thank you very much, Pat, for the $20 super chat. BVP, congratulations on your second place finish in the Xfinity Series yesterday, and thank you very much for the $50 super chat in this stream. And thank you everybody who chose to click on this video, chose to spend some time with me. I appreciate it. I know that gets annoying, but without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys later. Best of luck in the race today.